Hello everyone, this is Aman Putkar from Guru Nanak Dev University and I'm a legal intern at Lexis & Company. So today the purpose of this video is to get to know about what are the customs which are to be considered as valid one. So let's start with the topic. So first of all, it is important to know that the custom to be valid and having the force of law must be of continuous nature, which must be continuous for a long time. It must be uniform, it must be certain, or we can say it must be reasonable, moral, and not opposed to public policy. And it must also not be in derogation of the Hindu law or any of the statute which is in force or which is provided by law. So there are certain essentials of valid customs, so let's talk about that. So first of all, there comes that it must be clear. So a custom must be certain, clear, and unambiguous. It must not be ambiguous or indefinite. In order to make a custom definite and certain, universality of it is necessary. So it must be clear and unambiguous as to what the custom is and how it is practiced. Other than that, we can say a custom can only hold up in a court of law when it is not indefinite or uncertain. It needs to be absolute and objective in theory, and in action it must not be consisted of any type of confusion or any type of chaos in it. So then comes the second one, that is the reasonable. So the custom must be of reasonable nature also. There must be some sort of logic behind it. Reasonable means the custom should not be contrary to the public policy, and they must be in accordance with the rules of justice, equity, and good conscience. So an unreasonable custom is considered to be void. The reasonableness of a custom is to be determined in the context of the society in which it exists and not determined by the contemporary values of every society. So we only focus on a certain society or a certain part of the society for which that custom is prevalent. Then although we can say there may be certain rules or practices which are considered unreasonable, but they are to be considered reasonable for that particular part of the society. Then comes the third one, that is continuity. So a custom must not be interrupted or its practice must not be sparse. So it needs to be continuing for time immemorial without any interruption. It is essential for its acceptance as a valid custom. If there is a breach of custom in a particular case, it cannot be said that the custom is destroyed because it may continue to be applicable thereafter. Continuance of a custom may be accidental or intentional. In either case, for legal effect of a person may be negative. Where it is discontinued, otherwise it would come to an end. So a custom loses its effect also by abandonment. Mayane says that in the case of widely spread local customs, a want of continuity would be the evidence that it never had a legal existence, but it is difficult to imagine that such a custom, once thoroughly established, would come to a sudden end. Then other than that, there comes the uniformity. So to make a custom a valid one, it is necessary that it is observed uniformly. There must be uniformity in its observance. If it is not observed uniformly, then it is not considered to be a valid custom, it is considered to be invalid. Then the fifth one is not immoral. Customs which are immoral will not be imposed even though they may be clearly established. Whether the custom is immoral must be tested by the sense of the community as a whole and not of a certain section thereof. So in this, the society must be considered as a whole and not just we're gonna take a part of the or a section of the society and we're just gonna take a test of whether it was considered to be immoral or not. We are gonna test it by the sense of the community as a whole. Then the sixth one comes not opposed to public policy. So a custom permitting the trustee of religious endowment to sell the trust was void and contrary to public policy in the case of Raja Verma versus Ravi Verma 1876. So from this case we get to know that it must not be opposed to the public policy. Then further, the condition is that it must not oppose to law. So a custom must not be contrary to the mandatory provisions of law. Custom opposed to sacred law prevails, but no custom opposed to statutory law can be given effect. Hence a custom must conform to statute law. It can't go wrong or against the statute law. So then comes eighth one, that is the observance as of right. So it must not be opposed through fear or use of force, but it must be observed as of right. So the other one is consistency. So our custom must not come into conflict with the other established customs. There must be consistency among the customs. So these were the essentials, or we can say these were the conditions for a valid custom. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, put a thumbs up on this video, and also don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Let's click. Also check out the previous videos too. And this does not solicit any promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of the Bar Council of India. It is for education purpose only. Thank you.